Hey everybody, my name is Fritz and welcome to Let's Draw Sombra. Now, if you're watching this video and you're a subscriber and you don't know what Overwatch is, what are you doing? Go look it up and it'll explain itself. But anyways, Sombra, the new hero to Overwatch, was just announced yesterday, and I, being a artist, have the dire urge to do some fan art. So today, what we're gonna do is I'm going to be showing you. You see a blank screen right here, but I am working on this right now. Now you might be looking at it like, oh my god, what is this monstrosity or this garbage? Or some might be looking at it like, oh my god, this is the best thing in the whole world. Well, anyways, um, I'll be working on this and I will show a colored tutorial to it. This is going to be like a 3 to 4 part series. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, I don't know what that was. 3 to 4 part series on how to construct this in a sense. But first, before we do that, let me go into a new file and I'm going to show you how I came out doing it. Now, I'm going to, quite honest, it was actually, let me go back to this layer. This was the initial sketch of a character that I was just sketching in my sketchbook, and I was like, alright, whatever. And then I thought about it, wait a minute, the hair, then this hand right here. Let me circle that. Whoa. Yeah. Alright. So this right here, this hand, and this hair was like, you know what? Let me just do Sombra. Like, whatever. Doesn't even matter. Mess around with the pose and stuff like that. And then we ended up with this. Now, that's a drastic change. And you're like, how did you go from this man-looking woman thing to this? Alright, so that's what I'm going to show you in this thing. And I just was winging it. I don't have a composite. Maybe another video I'll show you how to compose compositions. Like, you'd be like this, and then, you know, you'll come up with the characters like right here, and then so awesome, and you do all this wiggly stuff, and then you have composition and all that. I'll show that in a different video. But basically, how did I switch from that old whatever this character was supposed to be, from this to this, to make it look a little bit like Sombra? I still need to change some things like the eyes. And also I had a reference over, oh hey, my channel. I had a reference over here. So if you need to look back, which is highly recommended, look at the characteristics of what Sombra's concept art and all that stuff looks like. So basically, yeah, so I got it from that. I need to change the eyes. The eyes don't, there's something funny about them, but so basically, I keep saying that, so basically. Anyways, Sombra, a face. Okay, I'm gonna construct a face, a real quick face, and what this face is gonna represent is things on Sombra that stick out. And this is for any character. Now, this doesn't have to be for fan art, or this doesn't have to be for, you know, what do you call it? Or this could be for fan art or your OC. My bad. Like your original character or something like that. But basically, what makes a character stick out in a sense? So what makes them different from anything? Now, this looks like any other head base. This doesn't look like anything. This doesn't look like Sombra. This doesn't look like an original character. This is just a face. So let me just add this. So as this normal face goes, you draw in the eyes, and again, it looks very straightforward. Very straightforward. It might even look masculine in a sense. Let's draw the hairline. Okay, so now this is where we're gonna see characteristics or features that give Sombra the Sombra look. Okay, so first one we'll look over here is the hair. So the hair, if you want to keep the hair in simple shapes, because that's the best way to do a picture, in simple shapes, this identifies as a character that has this. And if you're doing like a fan art of Sombra like I am, this is key to her look, if you may. Okay, a lot of characters like Vi from League of Legends. I know there probably might be more characters that I can't point out right now. But yeah, this hair is what makes Sombra her. Another thing is how she has these little connectors on the side. So that already shows something. The ears, there's not too much on it. Not too much on the ears. Now the eyebrows. Now the eyebrows for anybody. Let me draw a quick eye right here. Quick eyes. Okay, so these eyes and eyebrows, they could vary. So let me show you quickly. So you could have like macho eyebrows, like fat eyebrows, and that gives a very masculine look. Changes a person. So you're like, I'm mad. I'm a very masculine dude. Very masculine. And sometimes masculine dudes have smaller eyes, but we're on a very feminine type of character. So with her, if you look over here, her eyes look kind of evil. Evil. So there'll be like a little like arch in a sense. So very sloof. Like whoosh. Like a whoosh. Okay, so she looks mad, but she's not. Like if I were to draw, like, let's say a nose, and it'd be a smile, a little smirk. Like that shows evilness in a sense. And if you watch the short, she has very evil, not evil intentions, but she has very weird intentions. She wants to control everybody. So doing that, you give her those weird, mad looking eyes. Or maybe even like a confused. And she also has a smirk. She thinks like she knows everything. So you don't want to make her mad. You want to give her like a little smirk. Look at that. Now, the jaw. Now, it might look more mannish. So what we're going to do, because the jaw, if it's straight, kind of like that, it's more mannish. Except for like Zarya with her little hair. And she's very masculine in a sense. So we're not going to draw Zarya right now, but basically, now her face, let me get to the point, her face is very boobly, like a, kind of like a thingy, like a chibi in a sense, but not very, like, how should I explain it? It's constructed chibi, something like that, but it's very smooth. Smooth. So let me just, and her neck, let me slim that down. Let me slim that because it's looking very mannish, or at least to me. Alright, let me poof out those cheeks. Poof out them cheeks. Okay, there we go. Basically, we get a character that looks something like it. Okay. And you're like, wait a minute, looks nothing like it, looks garbage. Which it probably does, honestly. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, ooh, I can do better. I'm like, couldn't do better. Constructing a little bit better. She's not fat, but. So basically, what I'm getting at, whether this looks good or not, is a character has its certain features that make it look like it's like they can identify that character. Now, like how they identify Tracer, basically the goggles and the spiky hair. Like you don't even need to. My bad. This looks funny. It's really funny. You don't even need to see the full construction of the face to know that it's Sombra. Now Sombra goes by the little skull thingy. I don't remember exactly what it looks like, but something like that. Goes by the little skull thingy, and that's her kind of logo-ish thing. But with Tracer, it goes by the hair. With her, it goes by the hair, like half hair. It's long and fluid and stuff, as seen right here. So that's basically how I constructed her face to give her the feature that looks like Sombra. And for here, it's more fluid and more like it because I spend it a little bit more time than what I'm doing right here. A lot more time, actually, than what I was doing right there. I can go in with black and then we can work on this all day. Also, her eyes, if I can see correctly, they are not super sharp. They're sharp, but like they have a like bottom flow to it. So it's like her eyelashes right here. This bottom eye is just to show, because this face structure is too small, but it's basically like that. Like they're very curvy and small too. Make sure you make them small, not like huge anime eyes, but small little eyes. Alright, so basically top lid. I think she wears top lid, like the top of her eyelid. So if you were to have an eye, look over here. If you were to have an eye like this, okay, just a quick eye. It's a quick eye. This part would be like eyeshadow. That's what I think it's called. Something like that. I don't do makeup. She has eyeshadow, if you can see on this reference picture. Alright, so as far as the pose went, let me make a new layer. As far as the pose went, now, how I constructed it from the first one. So this one, but you're like, well, how did you construct that one? Au contraire, I got you, my homie. I have got you. Alright. So I did this fairly quickly. Like, I mean super quick. Am I using square brush? Yeah. Alright. Cool. Alright, so let me make this longer. A little bit longer. Something like that. Okay, so since I only did it in one try, I didn't compose like little thumbnail sketches, which I should. And if you're doing a picture, you should construct the little thumbnails and stuff like that. But I got lucky and I was able to wing it. And so I just drew a, little body from here. Went from the neck. Make this super quick, and it's not gonna. Now from here, if you don't know how to do a body, I do not have a tutorial at the moment, but there's tons and tons of tutorials on how to do a body. So basically I did a hourglass shape. Hourglass shape that just goes like that. So let me draw this part. Then I think I did the hips like this. Yeah. Did the hips like this. So basically it goes like that. So basic hourglass shape. Now from the legs down, I did a little line like this. Went over. Now you're like, what does that do? Well, it kind of does this little trick where it makes an isolation of a box. So make the legs over here. Make legs over here. And then boom. You have got the picture that I was working on. Oh, let me draw the arms. Now the first one, as you saw, it was actually in this pose. So it was facing this way. And the one you see over here happens to be facing this way. So what I did was I went to, because I wanted to check for mistakes. Always do this to check for mistakes. I want to check for mistakes. So I did this. This was the original one. So back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm sticking with this for now. I might change it later. But basically, that's how it was. Now, for this man-looking random sketch over here, I lifted up the arm right here, put the fingers in the back, and then I think I did, apologies for that airplane, or yeah, airplane. But yeah, I put the arm over here, and then I made the fingers like that. Okay. So that's how I constructed it using simple shapes. Simple shapes. Super simple. apologize if this is a little fast-paced, brief tutorial. Man, those dogs are going crazy. Hopefully you guys can't hear that, but brief tutorial on just the sketching part, because the sketching part is pretty. It's taking me a long time. This, oh wait, not this. Actually, maybe yeah. This took a little bit, like an hour or two, something like that, because I was figuring out what to do with this, and then yeah. So after that, I'm just gonna keep it into frame because that's how you guys are gonna see it when the final picture is done or something like that. After that, I was like, well, all right, I got the hair motion. I think I'm doing the hair the wrong way. Yeah, I got the hair motion over here. You know what? Let's just make Sombra. So yeah, that's when I said I was going to make Sombra. And so I was messing around with the hand. I'm like, oh, I don't like how the hand looks over here. So I'm just gonna make her hand go like this, and then do something with that. And then I added the little orb. Now that ball thing, you're like, whoa, what does that have to do with Sombra? Like, doesn't look like anything. Well, it is something. It's when she uses her ult and she charges a little beam, like an EMP. That little ball, I'm gonna make it purple, but that little ball is basically an EMP. So over here, I was doing the EMP. Look at the circle over here. And then over here, I was gonna do her little, let me draw a quick hand. Little, whatever they're called, little hacking things. Do a quick hand. So her little hack ability. And then it was gonna be like a table, and it's gonna spread all over, and it was gonna look pretty cool. But then I was like, nah. I want to put her machine gun pistol, or a little, I forgot what they're called, Uzi? Yeah, a little Uzi, into play. So I got rid of that. I was just like, okay, that's not working. And I tightened her hand in a little bit. And then I created the Uzi. Now you're like, whoa, this is like really rough. But it kind of reads of what I was going for, in a sense. Well, let me get these fingers in. Okay. It was kind of going, or it's kind of reading of what I was going for. So yeah, that's what happened, and now we are here. So after refining it and doing all that stuff, I'm actually gonna refine it here, so I can keep you guys up to date of what's going on. Alright, so I'm going to refine it a little bit. I'm not going to do the whole 9 yards. So basically when you refine your lines, which you should do, like your lines don't have to be super good. They don't. Because if you look at the lines over there, they're not super good. I might go back and fix them. But basically, you go in and you refine the lines that makes more sense to you. More sense. I should really feel bad for the people who are watching this. Oh my god, I don't even know what you're doing, but it looks bad or it looks good. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking at. I haven't been taught. But soon I will teach what I mean in this. So anyways, so when I was refining it, I was trying to get in them sharp edges. Oh, also I was looking back at a picture, and I was adding this line, this whatever this line is, and I felt that it didn't fit. Considering also that I was just trying to make a silhouette, so I got rid of it, and then boom, bada bing, bada boom. This part, oh, I forgot to add this. This part is the rib cage. In a sense, if you're drawing a girl naked, or you're drawing a base, just a base to put clothes on or something like that, the rib cage should be somewhat, unless you're drawing a really big girl, it should be somewhat present in the picture. So something small like that, nothing too huge, but something noticeable. Alright, so yeah, just going off the lines, maybe not look the best, but doing the best I can. And then boom, bada bing, bada boom. Let me cut that. Let me cut that off. And that's what I came up with in an awkward sense. It really looks it looks funny. It really does. This is a very rough way of how I did it. Really, really rough. All right, cool. Drew the hands over here, and then got it. All right. Sweet. Now, I'll do a quick this. I'll do quickly that, and then you guys want the hair. See, it's already coming out. Not the way that I drew it, because the way I drew it looks a little bit better. But see, you can already identify like this. You're like, okay, it has that. Maybe the hair looks a little bit like squarish. So you're like, okay, this is looking like something. You got the mini Uzi right here. Looking like this. And little spikes. Because I was looking at my reference. Okay, it's all there. I need to add more to it, so. But now, you're like, okay, I got the base down. Kind of know what I'm doing. Let us do let's add clothing. Let me take that down. Okay, so now that we got that, looks like she's flipping off. Now that we got the clothing on, or not the clothing, the body down, let us, now the clothing is also what gives Sombra the Sombra look. So, maybe do something of that. Now it's just simple, just going in, making average shapes, what goes where. Now this teaching actually teaches me a lot. So going in there, got everything down here, boom, boom. And then after that, there's this little crease, there's extra clothing under. Again, can just look back and forth, seeing things that are going on that you might miss. If you're doing an original character of your own, you might not notice that because you're like, oh, I had this idea in my head and I just don't know what to look at. Reference something else. Just if you're thinking of doing a similar clothing like Sombra with the whole Sasuke covering type of thing, there's references out there for that type of clothing, because that clothing does exist if it's not referenced from like an anime or something. And then you'll notice it's got she's got an extra little pouch. The clothing's like a cape. She's got little extra clothing underneath, and her clothing is very sharp in a sense. So I could take this off. Nah, I'm not gonna. In a sense, it's very sharp. If you look at it, it's smoothly sharp. So it's like that. Like you're like, okay, that's smooth, but then it's like da, or something like that. Da. It's very smooth but sharp. Okay. So now it's slowly building up to looking like Sombra. So let's draw the little design on her leg. And then what else is there? Oh yeah. And then she has a little hand robot thing. And then you got the little hand over here. Got the little orb. And you got her arm. Arm doesn't have much. You got her hand. And boom. So now, oh, hold up, I forgot this part. Okay, so now that you are slowly looking at it more and more, you're starting to identify it as a Sombra character. Even if I never made this video, you still look at it and you're like, oh wait, that looks familiar. That looks a lot like Sombra or something like that. The picture, even in this rough state, gives the familiarity. And if you're making a OC, the familiarity comes in with, how should I say it? If you reference something else that might resemble in a sense. Sometimes that's not always good. It's good and it's not good. So like if you're doing this costume, like if you're doing this, and then instead of this hair, you do like a mohawk or something like that, little mohawk, and it's like that. People are gonna be like, okay, you may not be this, or the character skin might be lighter than it is. It may not be this, but it's obvious that you're referencing Sombra. Like it's there. But if you want to like use this idea, let's say the clothing. Okay, let's take this off. Let's say you want to make a. Let me do it. This is for people who are making like OC characters, and you want to do that mohawk idea that I was talking about, little thingy like this, and you want to reference that. You just want this, just small references. It's so you're not completely just copying. So, oh yeah, there we go. Then make it shorter. Let's say you do this, make it shorter. Maybe not add the little sliver. Maybe it's not like a huge thing, but it's smaller. Let's make this the same kind of thing. Instead of this little like what do they call it, like crumple, or not crumple, fold up in the arm kind of thing. Maybe it's not that, it's maybe she has a full-on sleeve in a sense. So she has a full-on poofy sleeve, and she has boop. See, now it's not looking like Sombra's character anymore. It's representing something else. You still use this hoodie idea, but it's totally different in a sense, or more or less. So we can add like a belt that does something like that. Maybe a little like gun or thingy. What are they called? Little gun slots. Have a little gun right here to hold the gun, or a little, what are they called? Man, there's so many things I don't remember what they're called. Little leg straps, maybe multiple leg straps, maybe bandages. Like now it's different from, let's go back to this. Like you see, using the same idea, but it's very different because you're using just the reference. All right, cool. Now that's basically what happened. It's actually exactly what happened when I was doing just this one sketch. Now I'm intentionally drawing Sombra. It's not, oh, I'm trying to make an OC that coincidentally look. No, I'm trying to go for the Sombra look. But if you just happen to make an OC, keep that in mind. So now that we got all that straightened out, and you guys know where I'm coming from, you might be asking, what about the shadows? Now, I've noticed a lot of professionals. Give me a second. I want to increase the opacity. I lowered it because I kind of wanted to see what was going on. So with that in mind, let me duplicate. No. Merge down there. All right, cool. Let me get rid of some things like the boobs, the boobies. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of a lot of things. Or do I? No. Lost my train of thought. Oh my goodness. Okay. There we go. There we go. There we go. This might not look like it, but oh well, we got it. We got something. Yeah. All right, cool. Okay, so the shadow part, I'm going off this. This is, I believe, would be my secondary. It'd be my second. Boom. So this orb thingamabob would be my second. And then we'll have environment. Environment is basically whatever's in the back. Whatever's here is environment. Okay, let me just do like a background like this. Environment. And now environment lighting basically means shadow lighting in a sense. let's say your environment's like, let me pull back. So let's say your sky is like blue. No, not your sky. Like your environment, like everything around you's green. No, yeah, we'll stick with green. I just switched like 8 different colors. Okay, let's say she's next to something that's brightly green. It's your environment. Yeah, environment. Basically make whatever she's around, or make her shadow dark. Or not, it would be darker than this, but it would make it that color. We're not working on color right now. I'm not going to get too much into it. But that, in the future, that will be, that orb thing will be my secondary lighting. I got way too off track. Okay, so we take this, whatever it's going to be, and we use that as a source to cover up where our shadows are going to be. So it's up to you where you want it. I put them where I thought needs fit, or where it would be a good fit. And so you just do that, like boom. If the lighting's gonna be right there, you just go under, go right there. I don't think that'd be a good place, but I'll, whatever. Boom, right there, under the legs. Maybe some shadows right there. Again, just roughing it in, because this isn't a final. Maybe the side of the face. Maybe if there's nothing over here, then this would be like kind of shaded in. Or maybe the hair's covering it. Ooh, who knows? The hair needs to be shaded. Shaded, shaded, shaded. Very simple shading. Gun probably needs to be shaded. Now you're going to have that background little shine. There's a shine kind of over here, or maybe over here, and then you have a shadow over here. Basically, let me, because I'm not going to put her in a dark room, so there's going to be lighting all around her, but if there's lighting all around her, you add this white. It's like, how should I explain it? You know when you draw a circle, because you might not be understanding, you're like, wait, how are you gonna tell me to put white, and then you don't even know what you're talking about. Okay, I got you guys, I got you. Hold up. Okay, so I'm going to draw a black circle. Okay, and I'm going to put it on transparent. So what I just did is nothing can go through. It's this little square thingy over here. So if you ever want to do that, is it called transparent? Something like that. So what am I talking about? Let me get a fuzzy brush, because skin is fuzzy or soft brush. So when you're drawing, you know, most every artist have seen this circle demonstration basically. And then you got a fat old light over here. Hold up, let me make this actually lighter. Yes. Looks like one of those I don't know if you guys had those chocolate little marshmallow things. I don't know what they're called, but they're delicious. Yeah, that little speck of light. That's your highlight, in a sense. Let me take it off. Then you got this shadow over here. Shadow. Boom. Now we need something. This is where that that white thing I was talking about earlier. Well, actually, I need to make this more circular instead of a triangle. More circular instead of a triangle. Alright. Come on. Come on. Alright. Remember when I was talking about that little speck of, not a speck, but that line of art? Well, this is where it comes in handy, because it separates the values so you can see. No, I'm going to actually use a fuzzy brush. Yeah. Nope. Is it this? Yeah. Let's use this. Doesn't matter at the moment. But this line, it actually has to be a little bit brighter. Like probably a lot bit brighter. But that, what it does is it separates the value from the darkest thing. So just a separation in value. So the poorly drawn thing, but basically it just separates the value. That's all you guys gotta know. It separates the value, so when it's dark, it's not so dark. It's not like, oh my god. It's like, it doesn't blend in with the shadow in the back. And make it a little extra shine. So that's what this white part thing is. Long explanation for that little white part. And I believe that is it for today. Yeah. So in the next episode, when I'm doing Sombra, we are actually going to get into the coloring part. And I might just do a video with me coloring it. But that might take a little bit longer. So I might just pre-record it and talk over it. So, without further ado, I'm sorry for taking 3 months off. School started and it's just been stressful. Got to work on stuff, projects, and everything. I'm just, I don't have enough time sometimes, and it's crazy. So, with me just doing this as a kind of I'm still alive video, hopefully you guys enjoyed. And if you're a new subscriber and you're looking at this and you're like, oh my god, I gotta learn how to draw Sombra, the new hero, or something like that, or you just like looking at art and you subscribe, which would be amazing. Thank you, and come on, stop it. Thank you, and I will talk to you guys in the next episode.